Hello everybody, it's me, and welcome back to another video. Now, in this video, I am going to be talking about the Tales of Tanorio typings, and I'm going to actually be ranking them based on what I think of them, offensively and defensively. Originally, I was going to make 3 different tier lists, one an offensive tier list, defensive tier list, and then just a general summarization tier list. But I decided to just scrap the offensive and defensive and just do a general summarization one, because I feel like it would just save more time and just be more... it would just be better for other people, and I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. I think it's, okay, again, I kind of want to reiterate this. I haven't really said it yet, but I want to say this. I wouldn't use this video and this tier list as what should be considered objective. This is purely based on my opinion and what I think of the typings, just based on looking at the type chart. Again, there are moves, abilities, and stuff like that that you need to take into account when you're ranking typings and stuff, but... even then, I think that this tier list is pretty solid and is very helpful, and people want to figure out like what could be a good typing and what isn't. Even I still think it's pretty okay, but I'll leave it in the description below for you guys to make your own tier lists as well. And I don't really know what I'm gonna put in the background footage. I'll have some little texts appearing showing stuff, but if I remember to do that. But yeah, with all that being said, let's hop straight into it. All right, and now the very first typing that we're going to talk about, we're going to start off with D tier. All right, now, as you guys know, D tier is usually the tier where things are just not good and should never really be used at any time. And it's not, it's kind of the same thing here, but I'm going to be talking about the bug type. Bug type is so lackluster in this game. It is weak to so many different things, and it barely hits anything that makes sense. The only reason I would possibly bump it up is because it resists Cosmic. But, oh my god, not even that. No, it doesn't. Does it even resist Cosmic? No, it doesn't. It's just, Bug is not good, right? Bug isn't good. I guess at some point I misread it and thought it resisted Cosmic, but no. Bug just is really bad in this game, and I was really hoping to see it thrive, but it just is not good. Like... I don't even know, man. It's just mid, and bug types, unfortunately, have to suffer again through an entire game of being horrible. But luckily, that wraps up the D tier. We are immediately out of the D tier, and we are going to be talking about C tier now. And I'd like to say something. These are not in any order. Like, these are just what I think of them. No order at all. So if I say, like, oh, X type is better than Y type, it's not because it's in, like, an order at all. You know, I'm just saying it. But yeah, for the first one in C tier, I'm going to be talking about air. Now, air typing in this game, I don't really know how I feel about it. It just doesn't feel that great. You have, like, defensively, it's not bad at all. Having an immunity of 4 resists. But then offensively, it doesn't hit Cosmic. Let me tell you this. If Cosmic resists you, you're doing something wrong, right? So that's the only reason I think it's this low is because the fact it doesn't hit Cosmic. So I think that's fair, but let me know what you guys think. And the next one we're talking about is going to be the Dragon typing. Now, Dragon typing is actually pretty cool. It's basically just you copy and paste it from Pokemon. Like, there's nothing is different about it, right? There's nothing different. So, yeah, it's just copy pasted from Pokemon, but it has a new resist with light and another immunity. You only hit one thing, and one thing is immune to you, and you were resisted by 2 things. So offensively, it's pretty bad. Defensively, it can resist grass, water, fire, and electric. And then from there, it's just like, oh, it's going downhill. It's Dragon is just not very great in this game. And then the last one of C tier I'm going to be talking about is going to be Poison. Now, Poison, I've always kind of liked as a typing in general, but I can't really say that it's a very good typing. Like, in this game, it's solid defensively. Only 2 things hit it. Then offensively, it's lackluster. It only hits 2 things and is resisted by 4 other things, as well as being resisted by itself. So, it's pretty mediocre, and I don't know. The fact that, is it immunized by metal? It doesn't look like it, so that's a W. So, pretty okay, I'd say. Maybe could even go in B tier, but Poison's, like, pretty eh. But yeah, that'll actually wrap up the C tier. And now I'm going to be talking about the B tier. Now, The B tier, we're going to be starting off talking about Psychic. Now, Psychic is actually, like, again, these are all, like, mediocre mid-types that are fine to have, but aren't the best. And, yeah, you hit 3 things. Yeah, you hit 3 things. Wait, I'm looking at this wrong. Yeah, no, you hit 3 things, but 1 thing resists you, and you have 1 immunity. So, offensively, it's not bad. Defensively, you're hit by a bug, ghost, dark, and have 2 resists. So, yeah, again, the defensive side kind of takes it from the offensive side, but then it ends up evening out. So, it ends up being pretty okay. And the next one we're going to be having is going to be Ghost. Now, Ghost is interesting because it's the only typing with 2 immunities and a resist. So, you have 2 immunities, which are normal and fighting. And actually have two resists. You're immunized to normal and fighting, and you resist bug and poison. As if bug wasn't struggling enough, Ghost resists it now. And you are weak to 3 things, being ghost, dark, and light. And it's fine. I think Ghost is okay. And yeah, then we are going to talk about fighting. And fighting actually hits it hits normal, gem, ice, dark, and metal, but is resisted by poison, fairy, light, psychic, air, and bug. Oh man. But defensively, it's pretty much even. I could even bump this down to C tier. It doesn't, like, looking back at this, it doesn't seem that great. But I guess I'll keep it in B tier for now because, you know, I think is it even on the offensive spectrum? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not even. So yeah, could bump that down to C, but overall, it's okay. I think the reason I put it in B tier is because it hits a lot of things, but is resisted by a lot of things. So it kind of balances out. But the next thing we're going to be talking about is going to be the electric type, which electric hits a water and air, and is resisted by dragon, electric, and fire, and it itself resists electric, air, and metal, and does not affect earth. And it only has 1 weakness, so I think that 1 weakness really made me be like, alright, it's not that bad of a typing, so I was going to throw it in B tier. But in general, I was going to maybe put it even in A tier, because electric is actually very good typing. But then you look at the fact that fire resists it, and it's like, what? Why does that work like that? But yeah, unfortunately, since fire resists electric in this game, I decided to chunk it down to B. It's kind of mid after that. But yeah, the next one we're going to have is actually going to be grass, and grass is like probably has always been the worst of the fire, water, grass trio because it's grass. Like, you can karate chop a blade of grass and it'll probably break. But here we resist grass, fire. Wait, no. Grass doesn't hit grass, fire, air, bug, ice, and dragon, and poison. And you only hit water, earth, and gem. So offensively, it's trash. Defensively, it's not horrible. You resist grass, water, electric, earth, and light. And you are weak to fire, air, bug, ice, and poison. Oh man, maybe I should bump this down to C. Oh man, I think I'm bumping down grass to C tier. This type sucks. What? Maybe it's the majority. I don't know. No, this typing is just not that great, honestly. But it resists light, so it's doing something good there. But yeah, this next one we'll be talking about is going to be, we're back in B tier, not C tier anymore. We're going to be talking about normal. Now, normal is just overall mid, right? You have an immunity and you're weak to something. Like, defensively, you're immune to ghost and you're weak to fighting. Offensively, you're resisted by gem and you're resisted by metal. I think because of the immunity, everything ends up kind of balancing out. In my opinion, I think it does. And it just ends up being a mid-typing overall. Normal's never meant to be good. It's meant to be, like, okay. And they did a good job with it here. But yeah, the last one we'll be talking about is actually going to be the gem typing. I honestly really like rock type. It's one of my favorite types in Pokemon. And the fact that it's in this game is really cool, especially in a gem form. But I can't really deny when I say that it's not that great, like, at all. It's just mid. You resist normal, fire, air, bug, gem, and poison, but you're weak to grass, water, earth, light, metal, and fighting. But you offensively, you hit fire, air, bug, ice, and light. So it's not that bad, and I think it just balances out in the end. But it hits a lot, and it does. I feel like it would do a lot, and I feel like I might even bump it up to A at some point because it doesn't even seem that bad in this game. But yeah, that's actually going to wrap up B tier. Now we're heading into A tier. And in A tier, I'm going to be talking about Fairy. Now, Fairy's defensive side, it resists Bug, resists Dark, and it resists Fighting. It's just a carbon... Defensively, it's a carbon copy for Pokemon. It's then weak to Metal and Poison. Defensively, though, or offensively, though, it's again a carbon copy from Pokemon. But you have that added on resist of Light, making this thing not just the ultimate offensive defensive type, which is why I moved it down to A tier because of that resistance to Light. And I think that's completely fair. And yeah, then we have, or the resist, or light resisting fairy, is what I meant, not resistance to light. Yeah, this next one we're talking about is going to be Dark. And Dark is honestly pretty solid. Like, defensively, it's weak to Bug, Light, Fairy, and Fighting. But it resists Ghost and Dark, and is immune to Psychic, so it balances out there. And then offensively, it hits Psychic, Ghost, Light, and Cosmic. And it is resisted by Dark, Fairy, and Fighting. But again, if you hit Cosmic, you're doing something right. So I think that's overall very good. And it's another thing with Psychic is like, it hits Cosmic, but it's kind of like eh. Yeah, for this next one, we're going to be talking about the Ice typing. Now, Ice is pretty good. I think they did a good job with it in this game. It resists Grass and Ice. I don't get why it doesn't resist water. I think ice resisting water should always be a thing, but hey. Then you are weak to Fire, Gem, Metal, and Fighting, but you hit Grass, Air, Earth, and Dragon. So you're pretty solid offensively. Defensively, it's kind of bad, but offensively, I think it's still pretty good. Like, you hit 4 things and 3 things resist you. And defensively, it kind of evens out. But I still think Ice is a very strong typing. In my opinion, I like Ice. Like, I like it. I might even move it down to B tier, because defensively it's kind of bad, but offensively it's okay. So maybe I'll move it down to B. Probably end up will end up doing that. So yeah, Ice will be in B tier. But yeah, now we're going to be talking about Earth, and Earth is weak to Grass, Water, Ice, and Cosmic, but resists Gem, Light, and Poison, and is immune to Electric. Now look, I was probably going to put Earth in S tier, but then I noticed it's weak to Cosmic. And if you're weak to Cosmic, you're doing something wrong. So, yeah. I think I'll keep it in A tier. And offensively, it hits Fire, Electric, Gem, Metal, and Poison, and is resisted by Bug and Grass. So, like, you can't resist Earth that well, and it's solid offensively, and solid defensively, so it's not bad. Good typing. And then for the last 3 of A tier, we're going to have Water. And Water gets hit by, it's weak to Grass, Electric, and Cosmic. Again, if you're weak to Cosmic, you're doing something wrong. But it resists Water, Fire, and Ice. And it hits Fire, Earth, Gem, and is resisted by Grass and Water and Dragon. So it's kind of mid overall, but Water, I feel like, is good. I might move it down to B tier because it's weak to Cosmic. And I've said so many times, if you're weak to Cosmic, you're doing something wrong. But yeah, I think I'll probably move it down to B. So it's pretty good, but you're weak to Cosmic. But yeah, the next one we're going to have is going to be Fire. Now, Fire is resistant to Grass, Fire, Electric, Bug, Ice, Fairy, and Metal. And it is hit by Water, Earth, Gem, and Cosmic. Again, it's hit by Cosmic. But I think all of its resists end up balancing it out. And offensively, it's a slightly lackluster, I won't lie. You hit Grass, Bug, which don't really matter, and Ice and Metal. And you hit Metal, which is really, really good. But then you, like, Dragon, Light, Gem, Fire, and Water all resist you. So, in the end, I think it's fine. Like, defensively, it's solid. Offensively, it's a little lackluster. But I think it does deserve A tier. It's pretty good. And then we're going into the last one of A tier, which is kind of surprising. I've been talking about it a lot. It's going to be Cosmic. Now, look. Cosmic, in my opinion, is the best offensive typing in the entire game, right? You hit, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and 2 things resist you, right? It's similar to Earth, but the things that resist you are Bug and Psychic, which in my opinion are mid to bad typings. So you don't really ever care about that. And the only reason Psychic is in B tier is because it resists Cosmic. I would move Bug to C tier because it resists Cosmic, but that's just not... Wait, does it resist Cosmic? I mean, it says it resists Cosmic, then I look at the other type chart with Bug, and then it says it doesn't resist Cosmic. Or wait, does it? I think I was reading it wrong. It does. I guess I lied when I was talking about Bug. So, yeah. Overall, Cosmic is just insane offensively. But then look at the defensive side. Its only resist is air, and it is weak to Psychic, Ghost. Wait, is that Dark, Light? Psychic, Dark, Light, and Cosmic. So, it is weak to itself, and is weak to Dark, Light, and Psychic. So, it's kind of ends up balancing out. But even then, Cosmic is still absolutely insane. Because look, if you have a Cosmic and Ice type, like an Ice Asteroid, oh, it's so over. You lost the battle. You can't win. Like, so many typings can combine with Cosmic to make it insane, right? So I think it does deserve its spot in A tier. But yeah, now we are moving on to S tier. Now, there's only 2 in S tier. And if you're paying attention, you probably can guess what they are. But the first one in S tier I'm going to be talking about is Metal. Now look, Metal in this game, like Steel type has always been such an insanely good defensive typing. But oh man, in this game it's crazy. You resist 9 things in this game with Metal. And you're weak to 3. That's just... What? You resist 9 things and are weak to 3 things. It's insane. And then get this. And get this. Oh, and you are immune to poison, too. I guess I was misreading this freaking type chart. Yeah, you are also immune to poison. So, yeah, poison can't freaking hit you. So, yeah, that's crazy. So, technically, with my logic, it is 11 to 3 on the ratio. And then offensively, you're like, oh, offensively, it must be lackluster, right? No. Offensively... It hits Gem, Ice, Light, and Fairy. And now you might be thinking, oh, since it's great defensively, it must be, like, bad offensively. No, it only has 3 resists. 3 things resisted, being Fire, Electric, and Metal. And only one of those resists is something that can actually offensively threaten it back. Metal is absolutely cracked in this game, and I think it definitely deserves, like, some nerfs. Just have Water resist it, or give Bug the resist, and then let's just see. No, that'd be so dumb. But... I do think that a way to balance the type out would be to remove the poison immunity and make Water resist it. And I'd probably move it down to A tier, but I do think this type is ridiculously cracked. Being able, like, it's positive on both sides of the spectrum, right? Defensively, it's 11 to 3. Offensively, it's 4 to 3. So you're doing something great here with Metal. So it's just a crazily overpowered typing. But yeah, and then the last one we're going to be talking about is going to be the Light type. Now, I know this is kind of going to be a little bit of an interesting choice, but I think Light is another one of the best typings in the game. I think Metal is the best typing in the game, but Light type is a very close second because its defensive typing is actually great, right? Defensively, it resists Fire, is immune to Ghost, resists Fairy, resists Dragon, and resists Fighting. So, you already have that going for you, and you're weak to Gem, Dark, and Metal. So it's okay there. You are weak to Metal, so hey, if you're weak to the best type in the game, you're doing something wrong. But pretty good defensively. But then offensively, you hit Gem, Ghost, Dark, and Cosmic. And you hit Cosmic, so you're doing something good. But if you look at it, Grass and Earth is what resists it. And then you remember, oh my god, the Ice type. An Ice and Light type would be so ridiculously oppressive, it would be absolutely insane, right? Like, I think that's just one of the best offensive typings in the game, is Light and Ice. It just seems way too good. And yeah, fun fact, if you combine Light and Metal together in Tales of Tanorio as its own typing, like a dual typing, oh man, you're in for a shock. It like resists, it like has like 3 immunities, resists like 8 things, and hits everything neutrally. But yeah, I'll pull the full type chart up on the screen now if you just wanted to take a look at it. And hello everyone that skipped over to get to this part of the video just to see the typings. And overall, I'd say that the typings in this game are pretty well balanced. Like, a lot of them are in B tier as them being balanced. C tier is in their like mid, and then D tier as in like they're garbage and they need help. I don't know why bug type is always so hated by every single game. But I honestly really, really like this tier list. I think it really, like, I think it lines up with a lot of my opinions. And yeah, you have a majority of them in B. Like, yeah, I think it's solid, and I'm happy with how it went. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll see you over on the next one. Bye-bye!